To me, mental health is just, it just means your well-being. I think it affects so much on the field, off the field. To me, like, it's something that I think a lot of people overlook, but it influences every part of your life, and my life and everything. So I don't know, it's just very important. It's something that should be talked about, in my opinion, and focused on more.
Mental health is definitely something that's, it affects everybody in today's day and age, from athletes to normal people to elder to the young. And it's something that, you know, most people don't usually see. It's usually hidden or like kept away. People don't like to talk about it. And it's something that definitely affects the daily lives of everybody.
I think mental health to me means being 100% like there physically, mentally, and emotionally. I think you have to, you know, kind of have this positive outlook on life in order to be considered like your mental health to be well. And I think that, you know, you have to like, you're the first one to realize that you have good mental health, or like you have to be the first one to admit my mental health is struggling right now.
Mental health means to me a lot of things. You know, I have my own personal struggles. A lot of people around me have their own personal struggles, and so mental health to me is almost a bigger aspect to training than the physical side.
I think mental health affects student athletes and teams a lot because there's a lot of pressures that come along with sports, and if people aren't taking care of their mental side of things, not just their physical side, then it can become an even greater issue. I think it's huge, especially my experience just playing softball, where it's, I think, a huge mental game, and like all sports are. Like poor mental health can just kill an athlete and a team. And again, I think it is something that's overlooked because we're so focused on like training physically and worrying about like team stuff, like the game. And if you have, you know, a bad mindset, or you're not in a good place mentally, you can't function as an athlete, and so it can get really stressful and really hard.
Yeah, I think you can always discuss mental health. You know, I think it's one of those topics that, like, no matter how much you discuss it, like, we're always going to be learning about it. So I think that just discussing it as much as possible, making it almost like normalizing it, would just be very good just for athletes and just anyone in general who might be having like a mental health issue.
But just, I mean, I think the more you talk about it, the more aware people become, just like any other illness and stuff like that. Like she compared it to cancer, how time has come, like people have learned so much more about cancer and stuff. I think it's the same type of thing. So just the more we talk about it, the more people know.
I think talking about mental health will bring more awareness to people, and it will allow the community to give more support to people, because people need help, and providing that support will definitely help people with their mental illnesses.
Comfortable, so say you are struggling like with a mental illness, you might feel more comfortable asking for help. Like she said, like that's definitely the first step, and like admitting to yourself like it's okay to not be okay, which again she emphasized a lot. So I think that's why it's important we keep talking about it.
You know, like the speaker said, I think it was 1 in 5 people are affected by some type of mental health issue, at least at some point in their lives. So I mean, everyone knows like 4 other people, so if you look at that, that's 5 people right there. So I think it's, you know, always important just to discuss it. It, you know, might affect somebody, a close friend, a family member, and you know, you don't want to have the worst thing, like a horrible thing happen, and then think, oh, it would have been really easy to prevent or possibly see it coming just by discussing mental health.